In my first video, I shared photos from my repeated visits to the City of Arts and Sciences in Valencia. I wanted to highlight how returning to the same location can reveal new photographic opportunities, as the way people use public spaces changes over time. Of course, I took other photos during my trip to Valencia and I want to share those now. The purpose of this channel remains the same, to document my journey through photography, and as a beginner I always welcome feedback, so feel free to share your thoughts in the comments. Just like in the first video, all these photos were taken with the Olympus OMD EM1 Mark III and the Olympus 12-100mm zoom lens. The first photo was taken at the airport, a place that's naturally photogenic with modern architecture, massive infrastructure and intricate machinery that fuels the imagination. Still, I didn't capture much beyond this shot. Sunlight reflecting off the tarmac through a window. It's a fairly dull image on its own, but the tone-on-tone color palette gives it a calming quality. I think it's the kind of photo that works well as a desktop background on your computer. In the city center of Valencia, I came across a red and white barrier tape stretched across a street, and I liked the idea of using the tape to split the frame in two. There's an illusionary effect where the tape lines up with the top of the red bus in the background, but looking back I wish I'd used a smaller aperture than f4. I took this photo at a mechanic shop that opened right onto the street. There's something I love about a well-worn set of tools. The patina they develop after years of use gives them a kind of character you can't fake. It's a quiet reminder of the connection between past and present. The next image is from a small soccer field I found in a neighborhood on the outskirts of Valencia. I was drawn to the geometry of the sports field with large uniform blocks of color. I looked for a composition where trees on both sides would frame the goal in the distance. But soon I started searching for more abstract compositions. The next two images show how sunlight and shadow can completely transform a photo. This first one was taken with a thin cloud covering the sun, resulting in a flat and even image. In the second image, the sun broke through, casting harsh angular shadows. It's a much busier and more dynamic scene with bolder contrast and different color tones. In this shot I included part of the concrete wall in the frame. The earthy tones of the wall complement the blue hues of the sports field beautifully. I love photos like this. Sometimes two large matching planes of color are all it takes to satisfy me as a photographer. Like this shot, where the bright yellow of a Spanish postal van pairs beautifully with the rich green foliage behind it. Maybe it's because I come from a place where everything seems stuck in shades of grey, but bold colors always make me happy. Further along, I spotted two boys playing basketball. I could have captured them cleanly behind the fence, but instead I chose to keep the fence in the foreground and let the boys become silhouettes. At Valencia's harbor, I came across a construction site where several contrasting elements met. First you have the clean lines of an aluminium fence cutting across the scene, set against the decorative facade of a historic building. The excavator's arm anchors the shot, pulling it down from an almost abstract composition to something real and mundane. Of course, I couldn't visit Valencia in January without stopping by the beach. This medical post caught my attention. Once again, I sought abstraction. These images capture everything I love. Bold lines, large color fields and striking symbols. Symbols like the Red Cross are very powerful, simple, iconic and meaningful. Whenever I come across symbols like these, I am compelled to include them in my photos. So far you've probably noticed very few people in these photos. You might assume I'm afraid of photographing strangers, and you would absolutely be right. Still, street photography wouldn't be the same without people, so here's a couple of photos with human subjects. Along Valencia's ring road I spotted this woman. Her leopard print outfit blended beautifully with the beige wall and green plants behind her. In this shot I was focused on the graphic black and white mural when a colorfully dressed couple walked by, and with hair like that it's impossible not to take the picture. This man caught my eye with his bright red coat, red pants and a matching red suitcase. Across the street I noticed a vibrant, iconic painting of Jesus Christ on a shutter, framed by deep shadows. So I exposed for the highlights and used large black areas in the frame to focus the viewer on what's literally and figuratively in the light. This was just a glimpse of my time in Valencia. If you want to see more, especially my shots from the iconic City of Arts and Sciences, be sure to check out my previous video. If you enjoyed this one, don't forget to subscribe. So thanks for watching and I hope to see you again soon.